everyone, I'm Chas with Chas's Crazy Creations, excited to be here on Home Talk, the world's largest DIY community for home and garden. Today we're going to be cleaning cooktops as well as greasy cabinets. And if you have any questions, I will be live with you in the comment section, so please feel free to ask any questions you have along the way. All right, let's get started. So in the comments, first thing I want to know is where you're watching from. So please let me know, drop that in the comments. All right, so what we're gonna do first is I have a spray bottle, and I'm just gonna put in the spray bottle, I meant to empty this out earlier. We're going to put in about a tablespoon of dish soap, and it's your choice on which dish soap you want. I will be using Dawn today, but you can use Castile soap or any brand of dish soap that you're comfortable with. And so you put about a tablespoon in there, and then you're gonna fill the rest of it with water. Or another way to do it, because this way it gets a little foamy, you can sometimes drop the water in first and then add the dish soap. All right, and then we're gonna put the lid on. And this, if you're interested in this glass, I like glass water. This is in the materials section if you're interested. We'll have a lot of links to the products we're using today in that. All right, so this is just a spray bottle of the dish soap, and now we're gonna bring that over to the counter. So we're gonna go over here, and I won't use this right away. I just wanted you to know what's in this so we have it handy. And we're gonna talk about this glass cooktop and a lot of different options so you can pick the one that's right for you. So first, let's get a good look at what this is. I had to work to get it really good and dirty for you guys. So this is actually burnt on food. This is like overspill from noodles. So we've got a lot of overcooked on stuff. And then of course I just had grease splatter all over here. So hopefully you can see that really good. And one of the things that I like to do is I like to pull off the knobs. That helps me with the cleaning. Now, sometimes your knobs are here and sometimes they're off, and that's great. This is a great opportunity to wash these too, because they get all kinds of splatter on them. All right, so we're gonna start on this side because a lot of people get the burnt on, and this is a big question I get a lot. So it's a little intimidating, but this is just a razor blade. So this works on glass. If you have a ceramic one, I wouldn't recommend this on the ceramic, but you're gonna lean it, I call it kind of parallel to the glass. And then you're gonna get in there and you're gonna get the worst of it up. So you're just gonna take off that cooked stuff right off of there. And so now it's nice and flat, and all I can feel is glass, and you just see the spots of dirt. So then you're gonna take that and clean that up. I'm gonna move and dump that off really fast. It's nice that it has a safety guard. When you buy these in the, you can buy them with the safety grips and all that. So now I'm just gonna get rid of that really fast. All the ashes and dirt. So you wipe that up. Paper towel, reusable rag, your choice. So if you can look in here now, you're gonna see, again, you can see the residual marks, but the food is gone. See, it's just nothing there. All right, now we're gonna move on. So that's to get the worst of it off. That's one of the easiest ways, but it's not the only way. We're gonna move to this noodly area here, and we're gonna kind of do a couple different options here. So the first one I'm gonna use is, let me show you the box first. There are more than just this brand, but it's called a scratch-free glass cooktop pad. These are great for a lot of different stovetops because, again, the scratch-free is the key. You want to make sure that you're not going to ruin the ceramic or the, each stove has got different materials on it and paint, and you don't want scratches on it. So I'm going to get this wet. That's what the instructions say to do, but this is the pad right here. So the sponge is, to get it wet if you want, and then this is the scrub part. So I'm gonna go on this side. I'm just gonna get it a little wet, and then I'm gonna use this, and I'm gonna do half because I want you to see the other options that we have. So you just scrub like that, and I'm up here in the grease, and you can get the grease too, but it's kind of smearing or whatnot. But there you go. So there is half of it done with this non-scratching scrub pad. And again, there are other brands, but this Scotch-Brite pad is in the materials for you guys. So that is one option. Now let's do the other side. Another option is this Cooktop cleaner. So again, that will be in the comments, or in the materials, I mean. And if you have any questions along the way, drop it in the comments. And if you have tips of what you do to clean yours that you want to share, please let us know that. All right, so it's a creamy substance. You just put it on a little bit. And then with a paper towel or a microfiber cloth, you just smear it in. How was everybody's Thanksgiving? Put it in the comments. I want to know. And if you know somebody who's going to like this or needs this, please share it with anybody. And if you're liking it, please send us likes and hearts. All right, so as you can see, it's wet and it picked up some of the grossness on there. I usually put it on with one cloth, and then the trick is to let it dry. You can start wiping it right now, but it's most effective if you let it kind of dry up. So we're going to leave that for a second. So yeah, in the comments, tell me what you did for Thanksgiving and what you've been, what you're doing for the holidays coming up. Is there anything special that you're going to be doing? Okay, as you can see, it's starting to dry. This part's a little wet still. Sometimes if you have cooked on stuff, you're going to want to put maybe a little bit more on because it's, kind of caked on. I've done that on these burned up spots. I've caked more of this on. Now, if you are the person who maybe doesn't want to use a chemical thing, so this was more appealing to you, remember the soapy water that we talked about? We're going to bring that back for a second now. So I'm going to go spray some of that over here. And then a paper towel or a microfiber cloth, you're just going to go ahead and clean that up. And again, I'm using half because I want to go ahead and show you multiple things here about what we have for options. So again, lots of options. And we'll walk through it all again. All right. So as you can see, it's pretty clean. You might get pop marks and scratch marks over time on your cooktops. It's hard to get rid of permanent scratches, and we do the best we can, right, to not have that happen on your stoves. But you can see there's a little bit of that cook stuff still here from just the dish soap. So I would, go back in maybe with this, scrub at those spots, and wipe them up till you can kind of get them gone. Dry cloth. There, see, that's all that needed. So razor blade, then the soapy water, and then to touch up with this was all I needed. Sometimes you don't even need the razor blade. Sometimes you can just use this, and sometimes you can just spray it with the dish soap. So now you can see that. We're gonna make it even better in a second, but let's touch this and see. Okay, this is pretty dry. There's a few wet spots here. So we're gonna start working on this, and you'll see the difference. So again, with this stuff, I like to use a paper towel. It's a little bit messy, but it's very effective. So you're gonna go in and just start wiping away. And so see where it's smearing right here? This is the part that was still wet. This is the part that was dry. That's the difference between waiting for it to be dry and not waiting for it to be dry. So if you do it when it's dry, it kind of leaves less streaks, but there you go. So as you can see here, again, we're going to point of references here, and we're going to keep improving this. So this part was done with this cleaner right here. Put it on, let it dry, then wipe it up, and you can see how shiny and streak-free it is. This side over here we did with the Scotch-Brite pad, and it's clean, but it's streaky. And then over here we cleaned this part up with the razor blade to get the burnt stuff off, then used some soap, and then wiped it off, but then I did touch it again with this so it's a little smeary. So let's talk about, let's do a little bit more here, because right now I've showed you pretty much all your choices, just different brands of things that you want to try. But here we go. Over here I still have grease splatters. So I'm going to do, like, after I'm done cooking on a daily basis, and maybe I haven't made a huge mess, let's talk about how I would do this just to clean it up. So I'm back to this soapy water. And spray the whole thing, okay? And again, it's nice to take the knobs off if you can, because grease will hide behind those. All right, and then a lot of times, again, you can use paper towels, but I like to use microfiber cloths, which is a key thing I'm gonna talk about next. So I'm gonna go around with this paper towel, just gonna wipe it all up. If you have crumbs, my mom always taught me this back and forth motion, like this, and then you scoop over like this, put it in your hand, and you go throw the crumbs away. So there's a little thing. All right, so doing this is gonna get the worst of the grease off. But what it's gonna do is it's gonna leave streaks, because grease is dirty and streaky. So you're gonna have a bunch of streaks left over when this dries, and it's not gonna be as shiny. So you can use, you know, a paper towel to wipe it up, get all the wetness off. That's one option. The other option, I use these a lot. So this is just a microfiber cloth, and you can wash them, and that's the one thing. So you're starting with a clean cloth. Now you see the paper towel did a pretty good job, but let's just do it this way. So you got an example. We'll make it good and wet again. I'll use this one. Okay, so you wipe your grease up. You got your microfiber cloth, and you're just gonna go back and forth with that over your knobs. That's the nice thing, when the knobs aren't there, you can just go right over them. And maybe this is now wet, so you just want to fold it a different way and go over it again. And then ultimately, there you go. All right, I'll let you get in there so you can kind of see that how, you know, if you miss a streak, you just go back in and buff it. You can buff it up with these. I just really like these. I think the microfiber cloths give everything a nice shine, whether it's for counters or whatever. So again, just to recap for those of you who are tuning in late, we used this as an option. This glass cooktop cleaner goes on white. Wait till it dries, wipe it off. We used just some soapy water of your choice, dish soap, and a microfiber cloth. We used, for the cooked on stuff, we used this Scotch-Brite glass top pad. And then we also used a razor blade to get the really nasty stuff off. And now you can see how it looks. So another little tip on this spray, while you're doing it, it's really easy. I use this for just about everything in my kitchen. You can use vinegar water on your cooktops as well. Instead of vinegar, the acidity will break through the grease. Or the dish soap is a base and it will break through the grease. Mixing them together kind of cancels each other out, and then you just kind of push it all around. And then you're lacking the germ factor on this. Dish soap will kill germs. Vinegar, the acidity will kill germs. But if a base and an acid work together, they cancel each other out, and then you're not killing any germs. So I like to keep either of those in a spray thing, and vinegar as well. You can do clean up the worst of it, clean cloth, microfiber, done. But I like to go ahead, whether you're using the vinegar or the dish soap, while you're at it, spray your backsplash, spray your counters. Same thing, microfiber cloth. Hit your backsplash. You want to get through that grease because it's gone all over the place in here. All around your counters. You know, I like those products that it's one product and it cleans everything. You know, you don't have to own 500 different things to clean your house. You can always hit under here. You know, all of this always gets yucky too, so you can either, you know, spray it on here and wipe it, or whichever one you want. So that's pretty much it for our cooktop. And again, you have, whether it's glass, this is glass, just so you know, I mean, but you can do this on the other stove tops as well. The dish soap breaks through your grease as well. I mean, my old stove was not a built-in like this, and we used the same stuff to clean it. Yeah, so If you like this, please send likes, please send hearts, please share this with anybody who's interested in knowing about it. And we're gonna move on to cabinets now. So I'm gonna move back to the sink slowly. And if you have any questions, please remember to put those in the comments. I'm watching with you, and I will do my best to keep up with everybody's questions and answer them along the way. All right, so let's move on to cabinets. We gotta clean out the stuff that I threw in here from the sink, or from the stove, I mean. All right, so the holidays are coming. Do you guys like to make your gifts or buy gifts? And if you're making gifts, what are you making right now? All right, so we're gonna talk about kitchen cabinets, wooden cabinets. And this is a product called Murphy's Oil Soap. It's 98% natural, which is wonderful. My mom taught me to use this stuff, and it's been around for a really long time. So you follow the instructions on the back, and it tells you to use about 1/4 cup with 1 gallon of water. So you just pour a little of that in, and then you add your warm water. Try not to put boiling water in so I burn myself later. Get all that in there. What are your holiday traditions? Put that in the comments. I want to know what everybody's traditions are. What did your grandma and grandpa teach you? What are your parents' traditions? What are your traditions that you made for your family? Put those in the comments. I love reading about everybody's traditions that they come up with. Okay, while you're dropping those traditions in, I am going to move this over to the counter, or to the cabinets, and we're gonna talk about some options again. I'm gonna go grab this other thing that I already pre-did. Okay, so I also put some in the spray bottle. So either here or here, your choice. Yeah, sorry, the black probably is not loving the background here. So I went ahead and our cabinets do not look this gross all the time, but I wanted you to be able to see. So I really gooked some stuff on here. So go ahead and get a good look in there. I got some pepper and some olive oil, and because what happens is we're cooking and we need a seasoning. So our hands, you were making something and you grab it quick because you need to get in your cabinet. Or your kids are cooking and maybe they don't clean their hands. But the other thing, so this isn't obvious, like my hand was dirty and I grabbed it type of thing. The other thing that happens is while we cook, I'm gonna have my daughter, thanks Brielle for filming for us, she's filming. You're cooking and a lot of grease is coming out and it splatter this, that's obvious. Splatters up here, right? But it also creates particles in the air as you're cooking. That's why you get that hazy look sometimes when you're cooking all over. And that will go and kind of stick to all the stuff in our house and creates buildup over time. So it doesn't have to be that you grab this with dirty hands. It's collection over time from all of our cooking. So dirty handprints, whatever you got going on, wipe the worst of it off. Because this is really gunky. So I'm gonna wipe, see, gross. I'm gonna wipe that up because I touched it and oh yeah, now it's gross. So I'm wiping up the worst of it. But you can see, this is still dried on. It's really gross. So I would not do this every day, but this is an option. So this is that soapy water from earlier, and you can go ahead, spray a little on there, and wipe it up. Now the thing about soap leaves behind a residue too that's sticky. So now if you don't rinse that with water, you've created a magnet. Also, soap and vinegar are very drying for our wood. So we don't always want to use soap and vinegar on our cabinets. Over time, that's just gonna dry them out, which is really bad. All right, so here I am with this is just a washcloth, but you can use a microfiber cloth here. And again, I'm a big reuser. So this is just a rag that we use for cleaning. And you're gonna dip it in the Murphy's Oil Soap mixture and just wipe your cabinets. And it's gonna cut through the grease, but it's not gonna harm, ew, gross. It's not gonna harm your cabinets. So this is get the gunk off. So when I talked about the spray bottle here that I made, this, you can just keep this handy under your sink. You know, go spray it, wipe it off clean. That's your quick clean right there. Spray and wipe. That's for regular upkeep. When you spring clean or you're doing the deep clean, because you can feel it, trust me, if you go wipe your hands on your cabinets and you haven't cleaned them in a while, you'll be like, this is smooth and this is stuck. So you're just gonna go and you're gonna make it more in this container, and you're gonna wipe it off. Now, when you're talking about spring cleaning, you're gonna wanna get in here, all these nooks and crannies, because again, dust over time is collected in here, and it's gonna be, yeah, you can see some here. I'm gonna have Brielle get in. I'm gonna see if we can see it. This little darkness right there, that is all dust particles and grease stuck right in there. So you're gonna get in there and you're gonna use this to wipe that out. And you can tell it feels tacky when it gets wet with the stuff that's gonna remove it. All right, so that's how you do that. You can see some of that dirt on here now. So you're just gonna rinse. And when you're spring cleaning or whatever, you'll wipe the whole thing. So you'll get on a ladder and you'll go up and down and get all the nooks and crannies on your cabinets, right? All the surfaces, because again, it's gonna stick to this part too, not just where you put your hands. There's a gross spot right there. I have no idea where that came from. All right, so pretty easy, but let's talk a little bit more about this. All right, I'm gonna move over here just a little bit more. So we've talked about, yes, you can use dish soap. Yes, you can use vinegar, but I would not do it on a regular basis. It is gonna dry out. It is gonna dry out your wood, and that's bad because, yeah. All right, next dirty spot, right? All right, this area right here, you grabbed it and opened it a few times. You can see right here, here's a little spot. This is over time. That's probably like dough or something. Ew. All right, so same thing. Spray it with the spray bottle. Use the mixture from the container, your choice. All right, here we go. Now, this is important. I really wanted to show this. So you're gonna work at it. It might take a while. Lightly scrubbing. Now, I would not use a scrub pad, and here is why. I'm gonna show you what my husband did about a week ago, and I was like, oh, be careful, and yeah. So I'm gonna clean this dirty spot up right here, and you're gonna see it. All right, can you see how it's darker here and lighter right here? Now it's wet because I just wiped it off, but this area right here, there was a fingerprint here and it had dried on, and he came in and it was not a scrub pad even, but he got in here and he was just like, it's sticky, and he's rubbing and he's rubbing, and I said, don't rub it. Most cabinets finish is not very thick. So what he did is he wore through the finish. So again, this will take it off over time. Nice and easy, just be patient. It's just sticky grease and it just needs time to break through it. So it doesn't require a bunch of elbow grease. Use too much elbow grease and you're gonna wear through your own finish, and that is not good. You can tell it's sticky, and sometimes that stickiness is your finish getting wet. So don't rub through the sticky. Let it dry, look at it, evaluate it, and see what you think. All right, again, if you like this, please send likes, please send hearts, please share this with anybody who might appreciate knowing this. And I hope that you've been leaving your holiday traditions in the comments, and I hope you're telling me what you're doing for the holidays, and if you like making things, please let us know what you've been up to creating, because sometimes it inspires us. So as you can see, this is really just dirty in there, so I'm just kind of working back and forth, and it's just balling up on its own. So not a lot of elbow grease, just getting it out of there. And I had hip surgery this year, so I didn't get to spring clean my house. You see, that's so gross. I didn't get to spring clean it quite as good as I usually like to. All right, and by the time you're watching this, I will have had my other hip surgery. I had it on the 26th of November. All right, there we go. So see, that wasn't hard. I didn't ruin it. I just cleaned all that off of there. And now it's all clean. And you can still see where the mark was that my husband accidentally wiped that part off. All right, so please send likes, please send hearts. I have one quick question for all of you before I conclude, and I'll show you one more little thing. I was wondering, so when I cleaned the bathroom, I had a basket, and I showed you how I leave all my shampoo and whatever in the basket, and then I said for easy cleaning, you just pull the basket out, clean your shower, put the basket in, and a lot of you said, oh wow, that's a really great tip. I was wondering, would you be interested in a show of like things to make, tips like that make your cleaning easier, like just different tricks and tips that make your cleaning easier. So if you want that, please send likes, please send hearts, please say yes. If there's something you want to see us clean, please drop it in the comments. Okay, last thing before we go. Again, I just want to show this since, you know, at an easier level. So I'm just rinsing this off. If it gets dirty, just change your water, start over. So we're gonna do this so you can see how, if I was spring cleaning, I'm just gonna go in here, I'm gonna wipe back and forth, and I'm just gonna go all the way down my cabinets. You can go with the green. I do it both ways. I just wanna show you, oh, there's another spot. Looks scoopy. There I am scrubbing it, right? Yep, see? So I'm gonna just put some on that, back and forth rubbing, no scrubbing, just rubbing, but not hard. Look at that, right off. Okay, so you're gonna go around and you'll find those as you go, and you'll just rub back and forth. Yep, there's some more of that goop. Back and forth. And then, you know, you move to the next one. Like this. Back and forth. All the nooks and crannies. And you know what, this is great for kids too. Like you can get your kids to help you clean it too, grandkids. Not hard, not bad for them. You're not doing anything, you know, too bad for your body, and you're teaching them how to do it too. So, all right, we'll slowly move back up here. I hope this helped you learn how to clean your glass cooktops and clean your greasy cabinets. Thank you, Home Talk, for having me. Thank you to all of you for being here. I am so grateful for all of you and what I learned from you in the comments. So thank you for dropping those questions and comments as well. Thank you again for being here, and I will see you in the next show. Thanks for watching. Bye.